One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows, was first released in February of 2020, and the general consensus was that this game was terrible. It has now been a little over a year since then, and I figured that because this game has gone through multiple updates and DLC, now's a better time than ever to take a look back on it and see if it has improved at all. Let's start off with the presentation. This game's graphics are extremely basic and uninteresting to look at. The character models are incredibly stiff and not as expressive as they should be. This was a problem with Jump Force, and it was a huge issue in that game, and it's still a huge issue in this game. Your environment in this game may initially feel like it's open world, but in reality it's extremely limited. When you first start off, the character creation options are also very limited. Now, this may not be a huge problem for other people, but in my personal opinion, I would have liked to have been able to customize my character just a little bit more. Luckily, as the game moves on, you do get a lot more equipment pieces that allow you to create some pretty cool looking characters. Alright, now let's move on to the story. It essentially follows the entire plot of One Punch Man Season 1, except your custom character is involved. Now, this might not be a huge issue for a lot of people, but for me it definitely is. This is not how I want a licensed game's story to be handled. I would have much preferred if this game would have just taken place in between Season 1 or Season 2 of One Punch Man. Any other time period would have worked as well, as long as it wasn't seen in the show. That way, it can help me immerse myself a lot more in the universe of One Punch Man. My custom-made character was most definitely not featured in One Punch Man Season 1, so that in turn makes this game non-canonical. If this game takes place in an alternate universe, then why does anything I even do in the game matter? I just wish this game would have gone with an original story. Alright, now let's take a look at the combat gameplay. At first, it was actually pretty fun, but it soon became extremely repetitive, simply because it was the only thing that you were doing. Yeah, sure, there are a few side missions that you can also do, but most of the time I was just wandering around aimlessly, not sure what I was supposed to be doing. The side missions were terrible. The combat is really all that matters. Now, I'm not a fighting game expert, and I don't know the words for every single combination or every single, thing. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it too well, but the point is I'm not a fighting game expert, so I can't really go too in-depth on the combat. I can really tell you guys how I felt on it from an outsider's perspective that isn't an expert on all the terms that are used. Which is essentially that it was fun at first, and honestly it still is pretty fun, but it just gets repetitive when it's the only thing you're doing over and over and over again. And I suppose that's it. This was the first game review that I have done in a while, and all I have to say is just, it's good to be back. Thanks for watching.